Yeah.
BRA. Okay. Welcome to the show, Melissa.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for
Uh,
having me.
yeah. So we market on Instagram a lot, and when we first got on Instagram, the brand that I have, uh, yours was one of the brands that popped up as for to follow in the city. And I looked at it, I was like, dang, this is pretty cool what you're doing, these haircuts. So what for people that don't know, what would you call like these types of haircuts that you do at Fevered Moon?
Um, I typically do a lot of shag haircuts, and variations thereof. I use a plie razor, which is a razor without a guard most of the time,
Oh, crazy.
and carve out according to someone's hairline and hairstyle and texture. Um, it's I do pixies, mullets. Super into mullets lately.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are a little bit, but taking a very rock and roll edge, a very gritty edge to it, as opposed to completely um overly styled, like with a curling iron and something that can be worn. Uh,
Yeah.
just shake it out wet and let it air dry.
Cool. So once they air dry, they will need to put much products and stuff.
It depends on the look that you're trying to achieve, or how much hair you have, the density.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into it. I mean, I've I don't know. This is the lull and the ramble, right?
Yeah. No. No. It's you're good. You're good. So they don't necessarily have to do that. So these styles that you do, they're shag, right? You call them like shag style or whatever.
Mhm.
And the razor cutting, that's pretty interesting. Can you still achieve that style without using the razor?
Absolutely. I'll incorporate every tool in my toolbox. I have like 6 or 7 different types of shears.
That's cool. I like how you refer to them as tools.
Yeah,
You got a toolbox.
yeah.
Yeah, because what you're doing is like art. It's like art. I see. I mean, every time I go get a haircut, like I always consider the barber like I like to tell him like, look, you do you like do however you think it fits my head. And some barbers get it and some of them don't. You know what I mean? Like some of them would actually do a good job and make it fit my head or my face, which is what you're doing. It seems like it. It seems like no haircut is the same for every person. And I'm looking at your Instagram here. You guys need to go check it out. Fevered Moon on Instagram. But yeah, so is that how you do it? You shape it to the person's head and their facial structure. How does that work?
Absolutely. We're all different. There's no two heads of hair the same.
Mhm.
Just like there's no two hairdressers that do hair exactly the same. It's all like handwriting. So we all have different growth patterns and density and head shapes, and you have to really take that into consideration when you're doing hair,
Mhm.
and like where to take out weight and where to leave weight distribution, or whether or not someone's gonna like, you know, have a little short piece in the middle in the front of your bang, or do you want your bangs to start at your cheekbone? Like, where do
Mm.
you want this to carve out your cheekbones? Be pretty cool to know, like, or how do
Yeah.
you want to feel when you leave?
Yeah, that's cool. I like you mentioned that. I listened to your previous podcast with Brittany Mute, and that's pretty cool. You want people to feel good about themselves when they leave. It's almost like a kind of like therapy, you know?
Yeah.
Do you consider it that way?
To a degree, like I do not have that license to be a therapist, but
Mhm.
um being able to have a conversation, being feeling good about yourself for the next 3 months or 6 weeks, however
Yeah.
often you need to come in, it's important to me that you feel just as good about yourself. Some people hadn't like looked in the mirror
Hmm.
or go through depression. So as human beings, like if you feel good about the way your hair looks, you feel good about a lot of,
Interesting.
I mean, it just kind of sets the tone of the day. Like if you're like frustrated and mad and you're throwing the brush, or you're like you with, your hair being typically barber cut,
Hmm.
like could you're kind of like, oh, I don't really feel that good about myself. I need to get my hair cut. I need to feel fresh.
Yeah.
So it has an effect on the way you feel and
Yeah, for sure.
therefore your actions.
Yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. Uh, yeah, because whenever I go and I leave, I feel good about myself. I come home and my wife's like, "Wow, you look like a different person." You know what I mean?
You feel better.
Yeah, heck yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So you're not from Corpus. You grew up in Missouri, born in
Yep.
Kansas.
Yeah.
All right. Was that tornado land over there?
Tornado went through my hometown. I think it was 2001,
Wow.
and it was huge. I lived, so far away, 5 miles in the next town that actually had a stoplight, and,
So only one stoplight, not many freeways.
I'd never been on a freeway until here. This was the big city for me.
Wow, what was that like? What was it like when
Uh,
you first got?
it was different. Like, to be honest with you, like, I didn't know what I was doing. It's taken a lot to even, I've gone through so many different phases in my life just to have landed here.
Crazy. Yeah, so many.
Um,
That's good. Like so many different phases. Man, it's like you're constantly evolving,
you
and
have
we all right.
you have to, yeah, adapt, adjust. The only thing constant is change.
Crazy. That's good advice right there for sure, man. So and you've been cutting hair for 22 years, or you call it hairdressing? Is it hairdressing or cutting? What do you call it?
It's all this.
It's
It's
all the same, right?
into the similar category. I've been in the industry for 22 years.
Wow, that's so awesome. And did you start doing what you're? I guess you didn't start doing your style that you're doing now.
No, a few people kind of, okay, so you notice the trend on Instagram, you notice people that are in LA doing hairstyles, and then people will bring you something. Well, as long as I've been doing hair, that style was old school in 2000.
Mm,
So you still kind of learned how to do a heavily layered haircut in beauty school. And a few people brought pictures to me of models they'd seen or people that they'd seen on Pinterest from the 70s or
mm-hmm.
80s. And
Oh wow.
then it kind of sets the tone. It kind of brings, oh, well, I love this. It's bringing me joy to do this. I want to do this all the time.
Wow.
And I noticed I got a lot of reactivity from it, from Instagram, any type of marketing. So I was like, you know what? I'm really just gonna delve deep into this and get as much education as I can and learn a lot. Sorry, there's something in my eye. Learn as much as I can to like create more, and then learn the rules so you can break them.
Nice. That's pretty cool. It's almost like yeah, it's like you have to break the rules to create something new, and then people are gonna catch on to it or not.
Well, I mean, originality is kind of hard to find. I
Mm,
mean, obviously, this is a style that was popular in the 70s and 80s, and then it just evolves from there, and then the throwbacks,
mm-hmm,
and then taking what was a popular, very, iconic people, or Farrah Fawcett, Dolly Parton,
mm-hmm.
um, Stevie Nicks and taking that and just making it more and more and more your own.
Yeah, for sure. It makes me think of like tattooing, like how tattooing has evolved. Like, oh my gosh.
Like the
Uh,
neo traditional is super red right now.
yes,
I know that.
exactly. Yeah, for sure, man. And even like I like portraits and stuff that looks like realistic. And
Hmm.
not only black and white, but like color. I've seen some color, like somebody did like an actual comic book piece on somebody's arm. I was like, dang, this is sweet. You know?
That's not my medium. I love it. I like being a tattoo collector, but uh I think of, the patience, the stretching, you have to stretch skin and then
Hmm.
like work on something that's vibrating, like that seems like a lot. And then let alone people feeling like pain. So like they're paying you to be in pain and then you're kind of and then they're bitching about it. I can't I don't usually bitch about it until like the last 30 to 45 minutes.
The last. It's
Oh,
funny.
fuck, I want to be done. They'll be like, well, we're already here. If you want now, like you're gonna be mad.
Yeah, but it looks nice when you're done, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, man, it's pretty cool how it's like a form of art. Yeah, definitely. I've been wanting to get a few more. So you have any more tattoos lined up in the future?
Yeah, I've been noticing a few people that are local, younger female artists I've
Mm,
noticed are doing some black and gray, and I've never really gotten into black and gray. So I'm gonna see a young woman by the name of Dominique on the 11th, and she
mm.
works at Fat Tats, and she's doing these moths with lady heads.
Oh wow.
That have, like, several eyes, and I'm interested in getting one of those. So,
That's cool.
excited. I contacted her on Instagram,
Yeah.
we all, like,
Yep.
social network now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's awesome. So, hey, so you decided to use Instagram for your marketing. I mean, did you consider other platforms? Um.
Yeah, so Facebook, target demo is, a more mature audience,
Mhm,
um, and my target market, like, I've taken a lot of education on marketing
mm.
as much as I can consume realistically without losing my mind. Um, and I still need more education on reels. People are doing some real rad stuff,
Yeah.
but I chose Instagram because it seems to be the age demographic that I prefer,
Mm.
and people that are not into talking using it as a diary to talk about their like of course. Facebook seems a little intimate
Mhm.
and people want to share like recipes and um stuff like that on there, and I'm interested in seeing pictures, and
Yeah.
it just seems more fun
Right.
to me. I use Facebook occasionally. I'll post on my business one, but that's not really my target demo.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good to know because you're. I mean, you're obviously a business person, and me as a business person, I like to get different opinions. Uh, and definitely, I found that like on Instagram, there's a certain age of people a certain age. You know what I mean? Like just like you're saying. And not only that, you got to know the different. You got to market to each different person on each different platform. It's hard to have a whole bunch at once. You know. Um, Yeah. So when did you decide to start like branding yourself as Fevered Moon?
Um, I planned my self-employment for about 2 years before I realized that I couldn't scale any further at the
Mm.
salon that I was employed at. And so originally I wanted it to be Full Moon Fever,
Mm-hmm.
but it that was already taken by a band.
Okay.
And so, and it needed to be something easy to remember, like 2 syllables. It can stick in people's minds. Plus, it's original.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of women are interested in metaphysical things and in
Wow.
moon phases, and of course what they mean and how they affect us.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it, but I've always been kind of pretty interested ev- in that in a metaphysical way.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. So yeah, I like how you mentioned that it's you couldn't expand anymore from where you were at, and you were there 17 years
yeah,
prior to starting your what do you call your business? Fevered Moon, right?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, so man, 17 years there, and so you couldn't expand. What do you mean by expand? Like your clientele, your income coming in? What do you mean by that?
okay. So when you work for someone as a hairstylist, when you're an employee, a commissioned employee, they can tell you what to wear, the hours to work. They can tell you
Mm,
you have to take clients that don't bring you joy. You
mm,
can't be as blunt as maybe you could be in your own business.
right.
Um, so I'm real opinionated, and I have thoughts and opinions and feelings, and I was pretty close to burnout, and I was seeing clients that didn't bring me joy, and they were constant complainers, and
Mm,
you can't really fire all of them,
right.
because you have a boss. And then it was like a tier based system, and so you could level up, right? So
Uh,
your prices would go up, your commission would go up, but it seemed like I was as far as they were going to let me go,
mm.
and I was ready to take my career up to the next level.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing, and you just decided to do it. Wow. So, were you like kind of hesitant at first to kind of make that leap, or was it just like, I mean, how did you come to make that decision? I know that that was a deciding factor, like you expanding, but uh, was it like years in the making, or how did you come to that initial decision? You know.
Um, I like real talk. I saw that they would promote other people before me, like before I could get any further.
Mm,
Other people would be elevated before I was when I had put in the time, energy, and work, and so I was ready for it to be on my own terms.
wow. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, man, it's tough to difficult to deal with people like that, especially at work, man. Damn it, I can totally relate to that. I think a lot of people can relate to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I just it's hard to be self-employed, but it's also super freeing and
Mm-hmm.
exciting.
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to think that um you might not have any money coming in if you're not careful.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, for sure. So, so how do you price like? Because I looked at your you have they have people book with you, right? To
Mhm.
uh, and I'm pretty sure you have loyal clients. And how do you decide? And your prices range between $30 to like hundreds of dollars. How do you decide that for your customers? Like
I
I guess the
charge by the
prices.
hour
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
instead of by the service.
Right.
So it's 120 an hour.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like a tattoo artist.
Yeah, so I charge $120 an hour for a hair cutting and 110 an hour for chemicals.
Mm,
So if you're gonna get highlights, it might take 3 hours. So it'd be about 330.
mm-hmm.
And so for additional time, it would. just you would just add additional time. So
Hmm.
there's no it's really no different than most places, except they say, well, a haircut and a highlight is 250, right? But what they don't talk about is the extra bowls of bleach and the
Hmm.
extra um well, in order to prevent your hair from being compromised, stretchy, ruined, or whatever, we're going to add this additive that's a bond builder
Hmm.
that affects the disulfide bonds in your hair. So then we're going to add that. Well, your hair's a little long. We're going to add that. So it ends up being round about the same price as mine. I just am transparent about it.
Cool.
And I
Yeah.
don't accept tips.
Interesting. Why not?
It's built in. It's
Ah.
gratuity free.
Oh wow.
So people think, oh my God, $120 for a haircut. And
Hmm.
then tip on top of that,
Right.
that's a lot of money. But think about this, you're getting a conditioning treatment complimentary. You're getting a hot towel treatment complimentary.
Hmm.
You're
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
a consultation rather than, oh, is that what you want? I think I get it. And then being way off the mark.
Right. Wow. So and you so how do you consult with your clients? Uh
Face to face.
yeah, so face to face. So what are some of the things that y'all talk about in those consultations? Because everybody's hair is different. I mean, do they want a certain thing? Do you I mean, how do you help them to create what they want? You know what I mean?
Um, Typically they'll bring a visual aid like a picture
Mhm.
from Pinterest, Instagram. So I love it when people bring me my own work
Oh wow.
and they'll say, I like the way you did this, or
Yeah.
I might want to adjustment here. This is my length. This is, okay.
Mhm.
So that takes about 5 to 15 minutes.
Mhm.
If it takes longer than 15 minutes and we still haven't reached the decision,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know that we're right for each other at that point. But
That's interesting.
no, that's never happened in the last 5 or 6
Yeah.
years. That I'm like, eh. But we usually come to the agreement after they we discuss what you want to look like, how you want to feel when you leave,
Mhm.
and then just move on from there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. How you want to feel when you leave, all that stuff. Man, so and most of your clients are so how many what's the percentage of clients would you say return? Like returning clients and what's the percentage that are new clients, would you say?
Typically, almost everyone does.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Like my retention rate
Yes.
is pretty high
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
because if you some people only need to get their haircut twice a year.
Interesting.
You can get a bang trim in between.
Yeah. Cool. Man, that's awesome. Yeah. So wow, that's awesome. And do you like cap yourself like all right, I can only do so many clients or how does that work for you?
Yeah, I have strict 9 to 4 work schedule.
Okay. Is
So
there
I don't work past 4 p.m.
is there a reason why you have that strict schedule?
because of my I have a little bit of a routine, a little bit of OCD, so I like to be home at a certain time to okay, the dogs need to go out. I need to get a shower. I need to chill out, and then we need to figure out what's for dinner.
Yeah.
Eat by 6:30, bed by 9.
Wow. That's so is it strict do you fall off a schedule or is it always like that?
It's typically like that always,
Mhm.
unless I will make an exception. Like somebody DMs me. I have a young woman that works at the Harley dealership and she wanted to get color, but the only day that she could take off
Mhm.
because bike shops are always closed the same days that hairdressers are closed. So I came in on a Monday and did her hair.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I
like
find mhm.
Yeah, if you're an educator and you can't get off in time, sometimes I'll take you at 3 and we'll stay till 5.
Yeah, I like how you mentioned in Brittany's podcast that people actually have to find sometimes have to find a babysitter and all that stuff, and it's like
Mhm.
you know it's in they're investing time, and
Mhm.
it's cool that you see that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
uh and not a lot of hairdresser it seems like the hairdressers that care about their craft care about that type of stuff. Would you say that?
Yeah, I would think so. Like if you treat people like people and not an ATM,
Mm,
you're gonna feel more rewarded all the way around,
right.
and respect people in their time as much as they're respecting you in your time.
Right. Yeah. Has it always been like that for you? Like, have you? I mean, has it always been like that for you to like that sort of care towards your clients or even self or other people? You know.
Have I have I always been respectful of people in their time?
Right.
Um, I'd like to think so, but maybe younger me wasn't. Maybe younger me was like, "Fuck, I gotta go to work," and like.
Yeah. Yeah.
But um, the more that um, I guess, the more that I've educated myself on the industry and what I'm doing, and the more focus I've put into it, the more it's been rewarding for all parties concerned.
Wow. Amazing. And so, are you constantly like educating yourself now still?
Of course, as much as I can
Yeah.
about everything.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's like yes, it could education never stops for us. You know. Uh.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it shouldn't because I mean, how else are we gonna learn stuff? I don't know. Some people just stop. You know. It's just like, dude. You know what I mean? Maturity doesn't stop at a certain age. You know.
No, you have
I
to
mean,
grow and adapt.
yeah, you have to grow and adapt. I mean, that it helps your person grow, your business grow, all that stuff, man. That's awesome. So, so how much do you? So, I was reading your bio on your website, guys. Go check it out, feveredmoon.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're about it, and you mentioned on your about page, science meets art and math to create stunning masterpieces. That's very interesting to me. You want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, okay. So hair cutting is geometry.
Hmm.
So if you hold hair at a certain degree, you're gonna get. Look at me, not I. It's the it's the computer. You hold it at a certain degree, you're gonna get zero elevation. But the more elevation you put, like if you hold it at 90 degrees, it's gonna fall this way every time, no
Crazy.
matter what. And you can take that, and you can adapt and adjust it artistically.
Hmm.
Um, you have chemistry to create color, and you have
Mm,
chemical equations
wow.
create color. So you have to mix at a certain ratio to
Oh
create.
my gosh. You put thought into all that? That is so crazy.
It's just how it works.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I like that. I really like that. It's like you put actually put thought into it. You know what I mean? Um, and it doesn't seem that way for a lot of hairdressers. And it almost seems like these are some of the reasons why you charge what you charge. You know what I mean? It's like your experience, your head knowledge about this stuff is worth something. You know what I mean?
It's
And yeah,
value.
go ahead.
It's a value. In the past 5 years, I spent about $10,000 on education.
Wow, crazy.
Um, to put things into perspective, I paid $75 for 2 boxes of gloves the other day. And to order anything from anywhere for my industry,
Mm-hmm.
It's about $17 to $18 of shipping.
Wow.
And it's not the product inside, it's the packaging that has gone up because of everything. So, like, when we go to the grocery store, everything's gone up. So
Right.
when I sent out the notification that I would be 120 an hour,
Mm-hmm.
they had gone up $20 this summer. It was at the same time that everything went up, and I think a lot of people had a little bit of a meltdown about it, and I understand that. So I'm cool with take your time, save your money, get a good haircut a couple of times a year.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, products. So products are costing a lot more than what they were.
100%, yeah.
Golly. So you have to factor that into your price as well.
Mhm.
Uh, wow. Shipping $20, 17 to $20 for shipping.
Mhm.
Holy
Yeah.
crap. Well, because okay, because of the poundage and the weight of all the stuff that you get.
It's new. It did not used to be that much. Like I can order it did not used to be 17 to $20 for shipping.
Hmm.
And places have upped the minimum for free shipping.
Yeah, yeah. Dang, it sucks, man. It sucks that everything goes up at once, and it's like people like because I'm a truck driver. I mean, my pay stays the same.
Your
You know what I
salary.
mean? My salary, yeah, stays the same. You guys can bump it up. That's you because it's your business. You know what I mean? Which
You have to.
you
In
have
order
to.
to in order to make any money.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure, man. So the education that you spend your money on well, it's all about like hair and stuff like that, right?
So business coaching,
Business
marketing
coaching.
yeah, I have a business coach.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
cool.
for the beauty industry, like it is specifically for it's made for hairdressers, it by hairdressers that own salons all
Hmm.
across the
Yeah. So
world.
what? Yeah, that's pretty cool. So when did you? Has it always been like that to where you invest in yourself education wise?
Hell no. It
Uh,
was a job before. I'd say within the last like 5 to 10 years, I really like uh I kind of flipped the script on it
hmm.
as opposed I and now I hyperfixate on it. Like
Why'd you change it? Why? How come? What's the reason behind that?
my not to sound cheesy, but it was my sobriety. Like it really had an effect on it. Like I realized that I wasn't happy at work because I was getting involved in like petty bullshit,
Crazy.
with other coworkers as opposed to like going like really focusing on the fact that we're doing art and we're doing looks, and it was just like another person in the chair, another highlight
Right.
before. Now it's like, what can I do to make you feel the most?
Yeah. Wow. So was that so that's pretty interesting how you mentioned your sobriety, which congratulations, what, 7 years in September?
Yep. Thank you.
Man, congrats. Ooh, that's difficult. Man, so would you're interacting with your coworkers and all that environment, would that cause you to like drink more? You know what I mean?
I drank like it was my second job.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. So okay, so once you got rid of your second job, you had to replace it with another job.
Yeah. And then nourishing my soul with good people and
Mm.
fun people and excited people, and the friends that I've collected along the way
Mm-hmm.
have been awesome friends,
Yeah.
acquaintances, associates. Like I've met a lot of really neat people and had a lot of good time
Yeah.
lately. Like it feels more like a party when I go as opposed to a job.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So you had man, that's so awesome. Sobriety is oof. Congrats on that. So do you have somebody that works with you, or do you have employees, or what do you call? You call them
I
employees?
had an employee. Um, it was something that I was gonna do. I
Hmm.
knew this was gonna come up. So I took a risk
Mm-hmm.
um to have somebody, and it's a small space, like it's a suite
Mm-hmm.
inside of another salon.
Okay.
And then and it didn't work out. Um she felt like she needed to be self-employed, and I realized like I thrive way better without having to worry about another person.
Right.
So it kind of worked out better for
Cool.
both of us, onward and upward, like no feelings or anything. So I've
Mm-hmm.
decided to scale in a different way.
Wow, that's cool. So which way did you decide to scale?
Uh, that's secrets.
Oh, okay,
Like,
okay, cool, cool.
it's not ready yet, but
You're not
I'll let
ready to
you know
unveil
when
it.
it is.
Right on. There's my daughter in the back.
Hi.
Say hi. Here. Here. Let's put this in your ear. Say
Hi.
hi. Cool. So do you cut kids' hair by any chance?
Um,
Okay.
it's the same price no matter what for who you are. Like genderless pricing, ageless pricing, it's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's still like by the hour. Yeah, as long as they want to sit down and get their hair done. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes setting a kid down would be setting them up for failure.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You get bored.
What is it, baby? Okay. She tell her she has to get it. My wife's looking for her charger. Yeah, yeah. I was talking to another client and she braid my daughter. She's awesome. Yeah, another client, she braids hair. I don't know if you know her, Touched by Money, but she was mentioning about having kids doing their hair and stuff. So that's definitely another challenge in itself. Yeah.
Yeah, to a degree. Yeah, like if they're really young and they don't want to sit still, then you're setting them up for failure, and it's a disappointment for them in their time. Like,
Yeah.
what kid wants to come after school and like they've been forced to be sitting still all day, and then you want them to sit still in a salon? Like, that's not fun.
Yeah, for sure. My daughter, she actually cut her own hair.
That's pretty rock and roll.
Yeah, she cut her own hair, and I was like, "Cool, all right. You want to get? We'll take you to go get it cut." So that way, because I didn't want to be all jacked up. You know what I mean? At least kind of make it. If you're gonna cut it, make it look nice. You know what I mean? So yeah, she cut her hair, and I didn't get upset like, "Oh, don't cut your hair." I was like, "Cool." Maybe she's just expressing herself. She wants to try it out. Let her try it out.
I love that.
Yeah. So
Like,
yeah,
be yourself.
exactly, exactly. And yeah, and I always teach her that because I'm different. You know what I mean? I'm not a very sociable. I'm kind of socially awkward to begin with,
Oh, same. I'm
and
so
yeah,
fucking weird unless I'm in my workspace.
exactly right. And it's almost like we're socially awkward to the point to where we've gotten comfortable with being by ourselves. You know,
Mhm.
and my daughter's like that, and I'm just teaching her like, look, we're not like everybody. We're different. The stuff we do is different, and we got to be comfortable with that.
Mhm.
Uh, and that's only going to help us to continue to grow as people. Because if we're always worried about somebody's opinion or society's opinion to begin with, it's like it's going to set us up for failure every time.
Other people's opinions don't pay my bills.
That's right. That's damn right. They don't. Nope, they don't, and not at all. And because I used to be like that, because I think I was raised in that sense. Because like public school is a killer for people like us, uh, because they want you to be a certain fit a certain mold,
Yeah.
and it's like, dude, I'm never gonna fit into that mold. So and when I realized that, I'm like, then why am I trying to fit in there? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, for all the kids that got bullied and all the kids that got like, you weren't one of us. You don't have this same socioeconomic
Hmm.
background. You aren't able to wear the same clothes as us, and
Hmm.
small towns are real fucking tough on that.
Wow. Yeah, I can. Yeah, yeah, I can see that for sure, man. Yep. And it's a killer, man. It sucks, and I don't. I just despise it so much. You know what I mean? I just like I wish it was different, but it's not. You know, I mean, money is green in my pocket and your pocket, just like everybody else's. You know what I mean? And we make it, we make it every day. You know what I mean? We got to figure out how to make it, and it's almost like we have to have a craft that is good, and we have to be good at our craft to continue to make money. We got to learn how to solve problems. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? If we don't know how to solve problems, it'd be difficult to find a job. I mean, you solve problems with all your clients because they want it a certain way. All right, this is how I solve it. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it's like that with any kind of any craft that you do. So I teach my daughter, hey, you learn how to solve problems, and you'll always have a job somewhere
Mhm.
doing something. So that's what I show her there. But yeah, this is a cool conversation. I appreciate you. So have you always been like kind of? I guess you always have. Like seems like it kind of oddball and like it's
Yes.
yeah right.
I
And you're
used to have like a foot tall mohawk.
nice.
Yeah, always the different one. Mhm.
Yeah. So did you embrace that at an early age? Would you say that?
No. No. I was I didn't meet my sister until or my dad's side of my family until I was 15, so, like, I was an only child, I was, a loner,
Mm,
um, growing up in a small town, like, never fitting
yeah.
in right. It wasn't until much later when I embraced it.
Yeah.
I think I was, like,
Yeah.
25 or 26 when I started hanging out with the punk rockers here,
Okay. Cool.
and then moving on from that, just onward and upward with it's just celebrating the weird.
mm, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. So you're at 15? No, wait. What'd you say? Okay. So your dad, you moved with your dad at 15 or your mom?
I lived in Missouri. I moved here when I was 23, but I didn't meet my dad's side of my family until I was 15.
Okay. And they're
But
from
here,
yeah. Okay. So you did
my
wow. So
dad,
that's it.
yeah, my dad lives in the Bluff.
Wow. Crazy.
That's how I
That
ended up here.
yeah. Hell yeah. Shoot. Them bluff people, man. Woo. They holding it down over there.
Indeed.
Indeed, right? Yeah, you don't mess with them people over there. Wow, that's crazy, man. So 15. Did you know your dad? Did you know your dad's family like before that? Like oh, my dad's family's over here. No, not at all.
No.
Wow,
Uh-uh. I didn't I
wow.
didn't I didn't know anything about Texas or like the people here. I didn't know them. So I met my dad, stepmom, sister, cousins, uncles like when I
Hmm.
was 15 and then I moved here when I was 23 in the
Wow.
fall of '03.
Fall of '03. Wow, man. That must have been a change. That was a change for you. Was that? I mean, to know that your dad's family's over here. I mean, what was that like? That must have been crazy.
Um I mean, it was interesting. I
Mm,
mean,
yeah.
when you're like 15 or 16, you're going through so much already
Right.
hormonally and like you're
Mm.
dating and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not really like you kind of know, but do you care that much? Like I still had high school to go through.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I didn't feel any kind of way about it. It was like I didn't feel like my mom kept me from that, or I didn't feel like
Yeah.
I didn't feel any kind of fucked up way towards my dad or any of that for
Hmm.
not being around because, like, he didn't really know. And
Wow.
mhm.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's a similar situation with me. My mom, my biological mom, she left my dad when my me and my brother were 2 and 3 years old. So, and that was, it was, it still pisses me off. Like, even just, oh man. Anyway, so that happened, and then she came back into our lives when we were teenagers,
Mm.
right? You
You
see
have
that?
some kind of feeling like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
now
exactly.
you're here, huh?
Yeah. And me and my brother, the dumb, stupid people that we were at that point, we went to go live with her.
Because psychologically, you needed that.
Psychologically, I mean, we knew that at mom's house we could do whatever we wanted. At dad's house,
There were rules.
it wasn't gonna fly.
Because the love was stronger. Your mom was just trying to get acceptance, I'm sure.
Yeah, so that was damn, this is crazy. And I had a stepmom too. She helped my dad raise us.
She
So
was
you
the
can
one
see.
who held it down then, right?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And now my kids, uh, that's their grandma,
Mm-hmm.
because I finally realized, like, damn, uh, this is my mom, because she helped raise us, helped my dad. She loved my dad and stuck through it for years. Man, I don't know. They've been married, I don't know, like 30 or 40 years, for a long time, and they're still married. And they had two kids together. So I have two brothers, like half brothers, I guess you can say. But yeah, that was when you mentioned it, I was like, damn, that's a lot of people that happens to a lot of people in the culture down here. I think stepmoms, stepdads, their parents are gone, and just all just real crazy intertwined families. You know what I mean?
Listen, people who have both parents and grow up with both parents and have never divorced and it's completely healthy, uh, are the exception, not the rule.
Mm,
It seems
right.
like it's more commonplace for people to have, you know, parents living in different houses, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that I don't think it's that I think it's interesting and really exciting when I hear somebody's like mom and dad were there the whole time for all
Hmm.
that. I'm like, so where do y'all issues come from? Somewhere. They come from somewhere, right?
Right. There's always issues. There's always issues.
Of
Like,
course.
yeah, right. It's like a part of life, and it's like you have to figure out how to handle, how to, you know, get through them,
Yeah.
and don't let them define you.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It takes
So
growth, though. It takes a lot of growth and time and
yeah.
maybe some therapy.
That's awesome. All right, man. Do you have anything else you'd like to share?
I I don't know. I think I am good.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Any other
The,
questions?
yeah, I was looking up Missouri. So Missouri, do you guys have a barbecue obsession?
In Kansas City, you're gonna get a little bit of like I actually am a fan of barbecue.
Yeah.
So Texas is beef and most other states are pork.
Mm.
Um so closer to Kansas City there is a barbecue obsession. It's just a little bit different.
Crazy.
I took my state board of cosmetology in Kansas City.
Okay.
But I'm from the Ozarks.
Yeah. So you guys are fascinated with the Ozarks more than Lake Michigan.
Yeah, like well, Michigan's in a whole nother state.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Um,
Uh.
the Ozarks are like, did you ever see the show Ozark?
No, I'm not a very avid show watcher.
Um, I'm from about an hour north of Arkansas state line. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
very like hills, mountains,
Right.
um, a lot of dense forest, beautiful, untouched earth, but it's also very rural and small, like
Mm.
little bitty towns that maybe have a post office.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. The reason I'm asking you these questions, because when we came on before, I was looking at Missouri. I didn't even know where it was at. I'm not. I suck at that stuff. I looked it up. I was like, oh, okay, it's right here. And then I was like, uh things to know about Missouri. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm asking you these questions, because these questions came up. So I don't know, let me run these by you and see if they're true. Uh, so you guys so let me see. We talked about the Ozarks, the barbecue obsession. Is cow tipping an unofficial sport?
No. I've done it, but I'm the weirdo that's scared of cows. Like, what the fuck? You're gonna go out there in this field? Like, everybody's like, fine, it's fine. Okay, no shit. People would have parties
What?
in a pasture.
Oh my god, for real?
And like, there's like cows not far, and there's gonna be like a fire, and then everybody's got their cars in a circle around like a fire, and
Yeah.
they're drinking beer out of a can, and inevitably it'll be like Dazed and Confused style, like some older dude with his like classic car that he's
Yeah.
lived on for years, and he's like hanging out with like 20-something-year-olds, and you're like, you need
Mm.
to get the fuck on. It's like that. But no, I've never like tipped a cow, but I'm kind of like, are there cows? Like, did you move? People have to move their cattle from like one pasture to another. And it's a
That's funny.
farm. Like, here it's a ranch, there it's a farm.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, yeah. And so cow tipping. Next thing, tornadoes. Do you run or not run?
You don't have time to run. It's a warning, a siren goes off,
Hmm.
and it's there. Like, it's a
Oh, damn.
storm system that'll open up quick.
Wow, that's crazy. That's scary. All right. So last one is the only spices you need are salt, pepper, and ketchup.
Oh my god. Like, it's so
Wow.
when I first moved here, table salsa was too hot for me. Now I'm
Oh.
like, give me all of the peppers. But yeah, I mean, people kind of see. I mean, I don't mean to be an asshole, but yeah, like, this is pretty bland. Like,
Yeah.
it's the land of the mayonnaise, like potato salad.
Right. Yeah. Cool. There was another one about, like, I think Budweiser or Bud or something like that. I don't remember. I didn't write it down. Also, and then the other one is Cardinals, Royals, Rams, or Chiefs.
The Kansas City Chiefs, no,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's the football. Cardinals, baseball, Royals, Kansas City Royals. Okay, first of all, like, when it comes to basketball, I'm a college basketball fan, and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a Kansas basketball fan, KU all the way.
Oh, crazy. Crazy.
I would say the Royals over the Cardinals,
All right. All right. Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
but I've
Royals and
never
Blue.
been to St. Louis.
Oh, really? It's funny to me how it's like half of it is Missouri and the other half is which
That's
state?
Kansas City.
Yeah. Oh my God,
You
that's
can
so
cross state
strange.
line and it'll say now entering Kansas. It's
Wow, that's
all the same
amazing.
city.
Yeah, that's so cool. Awesome. Well, Melissa, thanks a lot for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me on. It was fun. And you
Awesome.
have a wonderful holiday weekend.
Yeah, holiday weekend. Real quick before we go, how do we find you online?
You can find me at Instagram at Fevered Moon. And then I have a website, fevermoon.com. I don't really mess with it. I need to really update everything on there. And then, yeah, you can DM me or book an appointment.
Cool. I'll leave links in the description as well.
Cool. Thanks.
Okay. Nice. Have a good day. You too.
You too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.